Now, the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia is due to hand down its verdict against Radovan Karadzic. The former Bosnian Serb president faces 11 charges, including genocide. Let's take a look at some of the allegations. Now, the prosecution accuses Karadzic of a military campaign against civilians in Sarajevo carried out over 2.5 years. He's also accused of ordering the killing of Muslim men and boys in Srebrenica. At least 7,000 people were killed. He faces 5 counts of crimes against humanity, including persecution and extermination. Prosecutors say that for 4 years, Karadzic was responsible for forcibly removing Bosnian Muslims and Bosnian Croats from areas in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And finally, the prosecution argues that in May and June of 1995, Karadzic held United Nations personnel hostage to force NATO to stop striking Bosnian Serb targets. Well, TRT World's Soraya Lennie is in Sarajevo, where some of those atrocities took place, and joins us now live. So, Soraya, we've just been through some of the points that some of the prosecution crimes that Karadzic could be facing. What are people that you're speaking to there saying about this momentous day for former Yugoslavia?
Well, this day has come after 21 years. That's how long Mr. Karadzic has been out of power and disappeared from public life. So it's been a very long time that people have been waiting for him to face a verdict. Now, in his former stronghold of power, just outside of the capital Sarajevo, he's still considered a hero. That's an area where Mr. Karadzic and the Bosnian Serb leadership effectively led the war effort, and that's from there that prosecutors allege that many of these crimes were actually hatched. Now, earlier in the week, we went there and we met with the Bosnian Serb president, or the president of the Republika Srpska, and he basically told us that Mr. Karadzic is being unfairly tried, that he's innocent, and that justice is selective. Mr. Karadzic's wife and daughter were also there, and they've expressed similar sentiments in the past, but it's a very, very different story when you head to Srebrenica. That's about 3 hours outside of the capital, near the border with Serbia, and it's there in 1995 that Bosnian Serb forces massacred more than 8,000 Muslim men and boys when they overran that battery factory held by the United Nations. The mothers of Srebrenica are the ones left to tend to the graves of their loved ones who were lost, and in many cases all male relatives and all male family members were killed at that time. And we met with some of those survivors this week.
High in these mountains, in a small brick house, a woman waits alone. Hanifa Jogas knows no one is coming to see her today, and probably not tomorrow. Her daughter, husband and 2 sons are long dead.
They used to play football in the garden when they were kids. Me and my husband used to sit and support the winner. Those were my happiest days, and I can't forget them. Every time I go to sleep, I see them playing football in my dreams. But when I wake up, my sons are gone.
All she has left are some pictures and her son's old tobacco tin. That's because Bosnian Serb soldiers killed them after they took over the town of Srebrenica during the Bosnian War.
My oldest son came and said, "Goodbye, Mom, I'll see you in Tuzla." Then both of my sons fled to the woods. The soldiers took my husband. That was the last time I saw him until I buried him.
Radovan Karadzic is on trial at the International Criminal Tribunal at The Hague. As president of the self-declared Republika Srpska, Karadzic was the supreme commander of Bosnian Serb forces. Prosecutors accuse him of directing a campaign of killing to exterminate all non-Serbs. He faces 11 charges, including genocide, for the massacre of more than 8,000 Muslim men and boys at Srebrenica.
That atrocity began here. In July of 1995, this was actually a UN safe zone. Thousands of Bosnian Muslims came here seeking protection. Instead, Bosnian Serb forces overran the UN. They separated the men from the women, and they took the men away in trucks and killed them.
Hanifa's sister-in-law, Meira, won't forget that day either. One by one, she shows us photos of the people she lost, a husband and 3 sons. She's waited more than 20 years for someone senior to be held accountable.
They can try him as much as they want, but he already sentenced our kids to death. There's a sea of white tombstones out there. Each of them represents a single person. No matter what the verdict is, it means nothing to us.
Many survivors say they want Karadzic to suffer as they do. They hope he goes to prison and, like them, never sees his children again. Soraya Lennie, TRT World, Potocari, Srebrenica.